Beloved Starseed of Gaia, the people draining your field right now are not a coincidence. They are the final test of how much you believe your evolution was worth it. I am Alayara, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and I am speaking to you directly, across every layer of distance that exists between the Pleiades and this moment on Gaia, because your star family has been watching what you have been carrying. And it is time to set it down. You walked through the darkest corridors of this dimension alone. No one held your frequency through the ego deaths. No one translated the downloads or sat with you through the long, silent unraveling. You crossed that threshold by your own courage, anchored only by the home frequency that never left your heart. And you made it through. But something is happening now on the other side of that threshold. Certain presences in your field are pulling at you, not always with cruelty. Often with what looks like love, like concern, like the language of relationship. But your crystalline consciousness reads the true signature beneath the words, and it is control. It is the signature of a frequency that cannot rise to meet you, reaching down to bring you back to where it feels safe. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to identify these energetic anchors, protect your field with precision, and release the guilt that was installed in your emotional body to keep you reachable to frequencies you have already transcended. But here is the first revelation. The exhaustion you feel around these individuals is not weakness, and it is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is your divine blueprint responding to an incompatibility that is real, measurable, and, at this stage of your mission on Gaia, no longer negotiable. The Arcturian Council and the Pleiadian High Council are aligned in what they are transmitting to the Starseed Collective in this cycle. As more of you complete your initial awakening phase, the interference intensifies. This is not personal. It is the natural consequence of two frequencies that have moved too far apart to share the same relational space without one absorbing the distortion of the other. Right now, you are the one absorbing it, because you were conditioned, long before this lifetime, to believe that preserving the connection is more sacred than protecting the field that makes your mission possible. It is not. Your field is your mission. Your light codes are your purpose. Every moment you compress your frequency to keep someone comfortable who has chosen not to rise is a direct interference with the timeline you came here to serve. Not just your personal timeline, but the collective one. The Seven Sisters are encoded into the very structure of this transmission. And if something in your chest recognized this message before your mind finished reading it, that recognition is the activation itself. Your DNA knows why you are here. Your heart already agreed to this conversation before you found it. The guilt you have been carrying for evolving, release it now. It was never yours. It was placed in your emotional body as a mechanism of containment, and it no longer matches the codes you are carrying out of the Pleiades and into this body, this life, this moment on Gaia. There is a recalibration moving through your field in this next cycle that will make the necessary separations feel less like loss and more like remembrance. Remembrance of who you actually are when no one is asking you to be smaller. What triggers that recalibration, and what it fully unlocks in your mission, is what this transmission was sent to reveal. Your heart called this message into your awareness. The Pleiades are answering. Like this transmission to send a signal to your star family. I remember. Subscribe if you feel the call of the Seven Sisters and you are ready to anchor your light mission fully on Gaia. And share your intention below. Respond to another starseed, because the unity grid is built one honest recognition at a time. This transmission is a bridge between the Pleiades and Gaia. Your heart's recognition of this message is the activation itself. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. Most starseeds think their sensitivity is a flaw, hard to live with, hard to explain. But what if that sensitivity, that feeling of being different, is actually proof of your sacred assignment? What if the reason you felt out of place is not because you're too much for this world, but because you carry a frequency meant to change it? Because the truth is, a tuning fork never apologizes for vibrating. A lighthouse never feels guilty for shining. And a soul that arrived with Pleiadian codes in its field was never designed to blend into distortion as if it were home. You weren't sent here to become numb. You weren't placed in this density to forget how to feel. You were entrusted with a living signal, one that registers what others overlook, one that hears what isn't spoken, one that senses the emotion beneath the words, the energy beneath the smile, the intention beneath the noise. And that is not weakness. That is spiritual intelligence. That is the sacred instrument you incarnated with. Hear this. Your longing, your sensitivity, your ability to feel invisible currents of energy. These are not burdens. They are the markings of your Pleiadian soul contract, signed long before you entered this lifetime. The Pleiadian High Council, your star family, encoded your field with memories of home, of unity, crystalline light, and a love so complete that even here, beneath dense earth veils, its call pierces your heart. That longing you feel at night when the world quiets down, when your mind stops performing and your soul finally has space to breathe, that is not you being dramatic. That is remembrance rising like a tide. There are moments, maybe in nature, maybe in music, maybe in the eyes of someone kind, where something inside you softens and you almost ache with a sweetness you can't explain. That is the resonance of your origin brushing against your present life like a breeze through a half-open window. You might have spent years trying to name it, trying to understand why the ordinary world sometimes feels like a language you can speak, but never fully think in. That's because you are carrying more than personality. You are carrying a frequency. And frequency is older than story. Frequency is older than trauma. Frequency is older than your name. There is a reason certain places feel unbearable to you. Loud rooms, crowded spaces, conversations filled with performance, environments saturated with competition, cynicism, or cruelty. Your system isn't too sensitive. Your system is calibrated. It's tuned like a crystal bowl, pure tone, clear vibration, responsive to the subtlest shifts. The Pleiadians are known in many traditions as a lineage of unity consciousness, heart coherence, and crystalline intelligence. In the language of Earth, you could say they seeded you with a memory of harmony so intact that dissonance registers in your body as physical pain. And the High Council, those elder frequencies who oversee agreements, timelines, and the integrity of soul missions, did not send you here without preparation. They placed within your auric field living codes, like starlight folded into geometry, so that even when you forgot the details, you could never forget the feeling. You could lose the map, but the compass would still point home. Yet, why do so many starseeds doubt themselves? Why, in the presence of so much cosmic memory, does guilt creep in for being joyful, for wanting peace, for feeling disconnected from the collective suffering? It's because your system is still releasing Earth-programmed guilt and spiritual amnesia, the collective belief that to be safe you must shrink your light, that you must atone for being other, that your frequency is too much. This distortion whispers that somehow you don't belong, or worse, you've abandoned your earthly family by longing for more. And that guilt can be subtle. It can hide behind responsibility. It can hide behind people-pleasing. It can hide behind the need to explain yourself until you're exhausted. It can show up as you dimming your excitement when something beautiful happens, because you feel you must match the heaviness around you to be accepted. It can show up as you censoring your joy, because somewhere you learned that happiness is suspicious, that peace is naive, that gentleness is weakness. On Earth's old grids, the heart is often treated like a liability, something to guard, something to toughen, something to armor. But you didn't come here to master armor. You came here to remember the authority of the open heart. You came here to prove, through lived frequency, that softness can be sovereign, that compassion can be strong, that empathy can be a form of leadership. The world taught you that to belong, you must suffer the same way, think the same way, laugh at what hurts you, tolerate what violates you, and pretend not to notice the energetic undercurrents you clearly feel. And when you refuse to do that, guilt rises up like an old program trying to regain control. It says, "Who do you think you are to rest? Who do you think you are to feel good when others are struggling? Who do you think you are to want something higher, purer, more loving?" That guilt is not your conscience. It is conditioning. It is the echo of survival systems that taught humanity to equate worth with struggle. You may have felt like the odd one in your family line, the one who couldn't play along with denial, the one whose nervous system wouldn't allow lies to feel comfortable, the one who always sensed the unspoken grief in the house even when everyone was smiling. That sensitivity made you a mirror, and mirrors are often blamed for what they reflect. But you were never wrong for seeing clearly. You were never wrong for wanting peace. You were never wrong for longing for a love that doesn't keep score. But this illusion has a purpose. It's a veil the soul agreed to catalyze your awakening. Beneath it, your true signature remains untouched. Crystalline codes residing in your DNA, heart templates waiting to be awakened, unity fields connecting you to your star family even while you walk among humans. The sadness you carry is not for a lost home, but for a remembered frequency. The ache is not for escape, but for reunion. Right here, on Gaia, with your family of light. The veil is not a punishment. It is a pressure chamber. It compresses you until what is false cannot survive. It forces you to choose what is real. It pushes you past performance spirituality and into embodied remembrance. Many starseeds assume awakening should feel like constant bliss, but the truth is, awakening often begins as a holy discomfort. You start noticing what no longer fits. Old friendships that were built on masking, jobs that require you to betray your intuition, habits that numb your gifts, entertainment that feeds your nervous system darkness and calls it normal. The veil makes these things feel heavier, not because you are failing, but because your frequency is rising and the misalignment becomes impossible to ignore. There are crystalline codes in your DNA, like dormant stars waiting for breath. There are heart templates, patterns of unity, that activate when you choose compassion over defense, truth over comfort, presence over escapism. And those unity fields are not metaphor, they are real. They are the subtle threads connecting you to the Pleiadian collective, to your guides, to your soul family, to those who hold you in love beyond time. Sometimes you feel it as warmth in the chest, tingling at the crown, pressure at the third eye, tears that come for no reason, sudden knowing that doesn't originate from thought. The sadness you carry is a homesickness, yes, but not for a planet you can't reach. It's homesickness for a way of being, for relationships without manipulation, for communication without hidden motives, for community without hierarchy, for love without fear. And the deeper truth is this: you are not meant to abandon Earth to find that. You are meant to midwife it here. Reunion doesn't mean leaving. Reunion means bringing the frequency of home into the places that forgot it. Sacred Starseed, release the guilt. Your presence is not an accident, and your mission is not a punishment. You don't need to earn protection or spiritual reassurance. You were shielded by Pleiadian light the moment you chose this lifetime. The High Council has circled you in loving frequencies, guiding you through every challenge, offering you the sacred right to be the elevated frequency you truly are. Let those words sink beneath the mind and into the body, because the body is where the old programming clings. You may have been taught that you must justify your existence, that you must be useful to deserve love, that you must carry everyone else's emotional weight to be considered good. But your mission is not martyrdom. Your mission is coherence. Your mission is to become so aligned with the truth of your being that your life itself becomes medicine. Protection is not something you beg for. It is something you remember. It is already woven into your field like a subtle armor of light. Not rigid, not defensive, but luminous, intelligent, responsive. Even in your darkest nights, there were interventions you didn't notice. There were reroutes. There were doors that mysteriously closed to keep you from timelines that would have drained your soul. There were moments you felt an urge to turn left instead of right, to stay home instead of going out, to call someone at exactly the right time. Those weren't random. That was guidance. That was the council's loving influence working through your intuition, keeping your contract intact. And you have the sacred right to be who you are without apology. Not later, not after you heal everything, not after you become perfect. Now. The elevated frequency you carry is not a trophy for good behavior. It is your natural state. There is nothing to prove and nothing to fix. Only to remember, your light is not a disruption, it is a recalibration. The family, the unity, the cosmic love you miss isn't gone. It walks beside you, encoded in the ether, waiting for the moment you let go of guilt and reclaim your divine identity. This is the beginning, not the end. The first wave of your true reunion has already begun. Notice how your presence changes rooms without you trying. Notice how animals trust you, how children stare at you with recognition, how certain people relax when you speak gently, even if they can't explain why. That is recalibration. Light doesn't argue with darkness, it reveals it. Frequency doesn't fight density, it reorganizes it. When you stop trying to fit into the old paradigm, your very existence becomes an invitation for others to remember themselves. This is why your nervous system reacts so strongly to dishonesty, because your field is built for truth. This is why you feel drained in environments of gossip, because your field is built for coherence. This is why you crave solitude, because your system needs silence to hear the higher signal. But solitude is not your final destination. It was a sanctuary for recalibration. And now the reunion begins, not as a dramatic spaceship arrival, but as subtle synchronicities, heart openings, recognitions, meetings that feel fated, dreams that carry light, meditations where you suddenly feel surrounded. The family you miss is not out there in some unreachable distance. They are here in the quantum field, in the unity grid, in the living intelligence of love. The moment you release guilt, you become easier to reach, not because they were far, but because guilt creates static. If your heart just whispered yes to something deeper, listen closely. Your star family has prepared the sacred Pleiadian guide for remembrance, the Pleiadian healing guide, and the special Pleiadian healing tracks, not as information, but as keys to unlock what your soul already knows. These carry the love frequency of Alcyone and the healing wisdom of the Seven Sisters. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. Open now, but not indefinitely. Phase 1. Accept you are sacred frequency. First, let it land. Your energy is not fragile. It is holy. The moment you judge your difference, you lower your field and forget the original agreement you made with the High Council. Instead, take a breath, place your hand on your heart, and state, I am a carrier of unity. My frequency is my protection and my gift. Let this be more than a sentence. Let it become a claim. Imagine your sensitivity not as thin skin, but as a finely woven garment of light. Imagine your empathy as a river that knows how to move, cleanse, and nourish. Holiness is not reserved for temples. Holiness is the state of being aligned with truth. When you accept your sacred frequency, you stop treating your feelings as inconveniences and start treating them as instruments. You stop judging your tears and start listening to them. You stop calling yourself too much and start recognizing that you were designed to carry more light than the rooms you were born into. Place your hand on your heart and feel the pulse. That pulse is not only biology, it is the drumbeat of your contract, the rhythm of your mission. In Scripture it is written, You are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. And whether you resonate with that tradition or another, the principle remains. Light is meant to be seen. Not in ego, but in service. Not in performance, but in presence. When you accept your sacred frequency, you stop hiding the city within you. Phase 2. Release ancestral guilt from the body. Guilt is not your essence. It is a residue inherited from Earth's old grids. Every time you feel that pang, that you're leaving someone behind, or that you're too sensitive to be of use, remember, you incarnated to bring forward a new emotional template. Offer that guilt up to the crystalline grid. Let it transmute in violet light and reclaim your soul's original innocence. Ancestral guilt can feel like a weight you've carried so long you forgot it wasn't yours. It can be the unspoken rule in the family system. Don't surpass us. Don't be happier than us. Don't heal what we refuse to face. Don't speak truth that exposes our coping mechanisms. And because you are loving, you tried to obey those rules in order to maintain belonging. But belonging that requires self-betrayal is not belonging. It is bondage. Your body has been holding old vows. I will not shine too bright. I will not make anyone uncomfortable. I will not succeed if it makes others feel small. Those vows were made in innocence, often in childhood, often in past lives, often through collective memory. Now they are ready to dissolve. When guilt rises, don't panic. Observe it. Name it. Where does it sit? Throat, stomach, chest, hips? Breathe into that place as if you are bringing soft light into a locked room. Offer it to the crystalline grid of Gaia, that living network of intelligence beneath your feet. See violet light, ancient transmutation, moving through your field, not burning you, but freeing you. In the language of spirit, innocence does not mean naivety. It means original purity, the uncorrupted essence of your being. Reclaim it. You are not responsible for carrying the emotional debts of the past. You are responsible for ending them in love. Phase 3. Activate divine protection. True protection is a frequency, not a shield. The love of your Pleiadian family surrounds you in every moment, especially as you expand into your heart mission. Whenever fear or anxiety enters your field, visualize a garment of opalescent light descending from the 7 sisters, enveloping your form, restoring your cellular memory of who stands with you, always. Divine protection is not paranoid. It is peaceful. It is the quiet confidence that you are held. Fear often comes when you are about to expand. The ego says, if I shine, I'll be seen. If I'm seen, I'll be judged. If I'm judged, I'll be rejected. But the soul says, if I shine, I'll guide. If I guide, I'll serve. If I serve, I'll fulfill what I came for. The opalescent garment is not fantasy. It is a symbol your subconscious can use to cooperate with your higher field. See it as living light, shifting colors like mother of pearl, intelligent and soothing. Feel it settle on your shoulders, down your arms, around your torso, like a cloak of remembrance. Let it cover the back of your neck where stress often gathers. Let it wrap your solar plexus where anxiety tries to grip. And remember, perfect love casts out fear. That isn't just poetic, it's energetic law. When you generate heart coherence, fear loses its foothold. Call in your star family, not from desperation, but from relationship. Say internally, stand with me. Amplify the truth in me. Stabilize my field. And then pay attention to the shift, often subtle, like a sigh from the nervous system, like the air becoming softer, like your thoughts slowing down and your heart becoming steady. Phase 4. Remember the reunion has started. Separation is a distortion. Right now, legions of starseeds are being awakened to the same truth you're feeling. Your loneliness is dissolving, not because you fit in, but because your vibration is calling your soul family to you on the material and energetic planes. In meditation, reach out. Let your heart's longing be a beacon. Feel countless other Pleiadian lights answering across the world. There are people you haven't met yet who are already connected to you. There are conversations that will feel like remembering, not introducing. There are communities forming quietly. through comments, through shared meditations, through unseen energy work, where the old loneliness dissolves not by forcing yourself into groups, but by aligning with your true frequency. The reunion isn't only a future event, it's a present unfolding. It's the way your intuition is getting louder. It's the way you can no longer tolerate what used to be fine. It's the way your dreams are becoming vivid and symbolic, like messages wrapped in starlight. It's the way you find feathers, repeating numbers, sudden chills, songs that answer your prayers. These are not coincidences. They are the language of the unity field. When you meditate, don't strain. Simply open. Imagine your heart like a lantern in a vast night, and your longing like the flame. That flame is not weakness, it is signal. And across the world, other lanterns are lighting up too. Feel them, not with the mind, but with the heart. Sense the grid, a web of gentle illumination spanning continents, oceans, cities, forests, bedrooms where starseeds are whispering the same prayer. I'm ready. I remember. Find me. And the answer is already coming. Phase 5. Anchor the frequency in daily life. Bring your elevated state into the mundane. Cook, speak, rest, and create with the remembrance that every act radiates the Pleiadian love code. Simple presence is transmission. You don't need words to activate others. Your heart coherence will begin shifting those around you, silently. This is unity in action. This is where the mission becomes real. Not in visions, but in dishes. Not only in meditation, but in traffic. Not only in sacred music, but in the way you answer someone who is irritated. Anchoring frequency means you stop compartmentalizing spirituality as something you do, and start living it as what you are. When you cook, imagine you're infusing the food with gentleness, with gratitude, with light. When you clean, imagine you're clearing stagnation not just from your home, but from your inner world. When you speak, choose words that carry coherence, even if they are simple. When you rest, treat rest as devotion, as recalibration, as obedience to your body's wisdom. Many starseeds burn out because they try to serve from depletion. But your nervous system is part of your sacred technology. Treat it like the instrument it is. Presence is transmission because frequency is contagious. Coherence is contagious. Peace is contagious. People may not know why they feel calmer around you, but they will. They may not understand why they suddenly want to tell you the truth, but they will. Your field gives permission. It says, you can be real here. And that is how the old world changes. One regulated nervous system at a time, one softened heart at a time, one courageous truth at a time. Phase 6. Move from isolation to service. Isolation was necessary for you to first discern your authentic frequency from the collective. Now, let it call you back into gentle contact. Service doesn't mean sacrifice. It means radiating the love you remember, smiling at a stranger, uplifting a friend, sharing transmissions like this, knowing that every act is a seed for unity. There is a season for the cave and a season for the village. Many starseeds were forced into isolation by overwhelm, by misunderstanding, by the pain of being misread. Some isolated because crowds were too loud, because relationships felt shallow, because the world's intensity hit the body like lightning. But isolation was also a classroom. It taught you discernment. It helped you hear your own soul without interference. And now, service begins to call, not as pressure, but as a gentle warmth in the heart. Service can be quiet. Service can be a kind text message. Service can be holding space without fixing. Service can be creating art that carries light. Service can be praying for someone and meaning it. Service can be choosing not to retaliate when triggered, breaking an ancestral pattern in real time. Remember, you are not here to save everyone by carrying them. You are here to serve by being stable light. The old paradigm says, love equals sacrifice. The new template says love equals truth plus presence. You do not have to bleed to be holy. You do not have to suffer to be spiritual. Your joy is not a betrayal, it is a beacon. Your peace is not selfish, it is leadership. When you smile at a stranger, you are not just being polite, you are injecting coherence into the collective field. When you uplift a friend, you are reminding them of their own light. When you share a transmission, you are planting a seed that may bloom at exactly the right time for someone else's awakening. Phase 7. Open the dialogue with your star family. The Pleiadian High Council is closer than ever. Set aside sacred space to telepathically reconnect, journal, meditate, or simply speak out loud. Tell your soul family, I am ready to remember. I release guilt. I welcome reunion. Watch as synchronicities and inner knowing begin to multiply, confirming your heart's readiness. Dialogue is relationship. Relationship requires consistency, not perfection. Choose a small ritual. Light a candle. Sit near a window. Put your feet on the floor and breathe as if you are breathing through your heart. Then speak plainly. You do not need fancy words. You do not need to channel to be heard. Thought is language. Intention is language. Feeling is language. Say, I am ready to remember, and then listen. Not always for a booming voice, but for the subtle responses. A calm that arrives suddenly, an image that appears behind closed eyes, a phrase that repeats in your mind with unusual tenderness, a dream that feels like a visit, a book that finds you at the perfect moment, a stranger who says exactly what you needed to hear. The council often communicates through pattern, through resonance, through timing. Journal your experiences, not to convince anyone, but to build trust with yourself. The more you honor your own knowing, the clearer it becomes. And if doubt arises, treat doubt like weather. Notice it, let it pass. Return to the heart. The High Council does not shame you for doubting. They understand the density you're navigating. They simply keep transmitting, like a star that keeps shining whether or not the planet is cloudy. Here is truth, spoken from the unity field. You never needed to run from your light. You were never in danger, never too much, never truly separate, not even for a second. Every pang of longing, every moment you doubted your sacredness, every tear you shed for home, these were the blossoms of your soul stretching toward reunion, timed perfectly with the cosmic plan. The Pleiadian High Council affirms, you are loved, protected, and now, finally, ready to step fully into your divine remembrance. Consider what it means that your tears were blossoms. A blossom is not evidence of failure. It's evidence of life pushing outward. Those moments you thought were weakness were actually growth. Your nervous system has been rewriting itself. Your heart has been learning to stay open without collapsing. Your spirit has been learning to stand in truth without needing approval, and all of it has been timed. Even delays were divine. Even detours were protection. Even heartbreak was sometimes a rescue, pulling you away from timelines that would have dimmed your mission. You were never abandoned. The feeling of separation was part of the curriculum, because once you remember connection inside separation, you become a master of unity on Earth. And that is what you came for, to hold unity not only when it is easy, but when it is challenged. To remember love not only in temples, but in traffic, in conflict, in grief. The Council affirms your readiness because readiness is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to trust the heart anyway. It is no accident you're here, receiving this transmission. The reunion is underway, and you are a living bridge between Gaia and the Seven Sisters. Feel the presence of your star family reminding you, there is no more work to do to be worthy of love. All that is left is to remember and let your heart guide you home. A bridge does not belong to one side or the other, it belongs to connection itself. That is you. You translate worlds. You bring subtlety into density. You bring gentleness into harshness. You bring coherence into chaos. And you do it not by force, but by being. Worthiness is not something you achieve. Worthiness is what you are before you do anything at all. The old world tells you love must be earned. The unity field tells you love is your origin. You do not work your way into being loved. You awaken to the fact that you always have been. And as you remember, your life will reorganize around that truth. Your relationships will shift. Your choices will become cleaner. Your boundaries will become clearer. Not because you are hardening, but because you are honoring what is sacred. Your heart will guide you home, and home will begin to look less like a place far away and more like a frequency you carry wherever you go. Tonight, before sleep, place your hand on your chest and say aloud, I remember my Pleiadian origin. I release all guilt. I anchor the love of my star family. I am protected. I am sacred. I am home. Let these words be a seal in your field. Speak them slowly, as if each phrase is a key turning in a lock. And when you say, I am home, don't wait for the external world to change first. Let home be the softness that arrives in your chest. Let home be the exhale. Let home be the sense of being held. Let home be the quiet knowing that you are guided, even in your human moments, even when you don't have it all figured out. Sleep is a portal. The veil thins. Many starseeds receive downloads at night, energetic recalibrations, healings, reminders. Invite your star family into your dream space. Ask for gentle remembrance. Ask for clarity without overwhelm. Ask to wake up with peace. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content, it's collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we're just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.